So, good evening, friends. Welcome to welcome to this session. I'm very excited to guide you through intricacies of the Post Office Regulations 2024. These regulations are a significant update to how postal services operate in India, and understanding them is a key to navigate the system effectively. Okay. So, before we dive into the topic, I would love to hear from you. What are your initial thoughts or expectations, I can say, when you hear about this new post office regulations? Are there any specific areas you are hoping to learn from, or there is any knowledge that you want to share with us? So let's start with the foundation. These regulations are issued under Section 13 of Post Office Act 2023. This new act replaced the century-old Indian Post Office Act 1898. So you can see almost 126 years. Okay, these regulations came into effect, marking a significant modernization effort, right? The regulations officially came into force on December 16, 2024. They are designed to be comprehensive, covering everything from how you book an item to how compensation is handled. Okay, so and even international mail and business solutions. The shift from the 1898 Act to 2023 Act is quite profound. The older Act was actually colonial era legislation, whereas the new one aims to simplify the framework and make India Post more citizen centric, incorporating digital and electronic services. So, the one of the major objective is to meet the current day requirement. Okay. So basically, our first chapter focuses on key definitions. Let's begin with the accountable items. So these are items that have a clear trail. You get a receipt when you book them. You can track their journey, and signature is required upon delivery. Think of service like Speed Post, India Post Parcel, Money Order, EMS, and insured items. The key here is enhanced security and traceability they offer. Okay, so at any point of time, you can track these accountable items. Okay, through tracking, we find these articles where the present position of those articles are. Right. Next, moving on to the term delivery. So here, the term delivery. Delivery means what? So it's when the item reaches the addressee or someone authorized to receive it. Okay. Then only it is called delivered. Delivered. Okay? This could be at their home, office, or designated collection point. Okay. Delivery may take place at any point. Okay. Next is in course of transmission. So in course of transmission defines the entire life cycle of a postal item within the post office's responsibility. It starts the moment post office receives it and ends when it is delivered. So the entire period between these two is called in course of transmission. Return to sender or otherwise disposed of. Okay. The period is particularly important for legal and compensation purposes. Okay. Next, the weight. Weight is determined by either gross weight or the volumetric weight, whichever is higher. This is standard practice in logistics to account for bulky but light items that take up more space. Okay. Always remember to check the weight, check which weight applies to avoid unexpected charges. Okay. There you will see articles actually having less weight but occupies more space. Then we check the volumetric weight and charge accordingly, and whichever is higher. Okay, if the volumetric weight is higher, then volumetric will be charged. If the gross weight of the product is more, then that will be charged. Clear? Next, we can say, now we are moving on to the business hours and postages. So here we will see the standard operating hours for different services. You will notice that references and inquiries are available for the entire working hours, right? For entire working hours. Uh, while counter services and booking, money order remittances, savings banks typically operate for 6 hours. Branch offices have a maximum of 5 hours per day. Okay. It's important to note the flexibility here. Circle, regional or divisional heads have the authority to adjust these hours, even including Sundays and holidays, based on local convenience and demand. So there is a flexibility. The divisional head or regional head or circle head can adjust the timings according to the local needs. Okay. Okay. So in different regions, you will see the different timings. Okay, wherever it is required. In some, cold cold climate area, there may be a different timing than the area which is actually temperature is high. Okay, in those cases, there may be flexible timing can be adopted. So it's always good to check with your local post office for their specific timings. Okay, in general, the timing is fixed for most of the offices, but there is provision. Okay. Now let's see the postage rules regulations 5 to 10. So here, yes, postage rules now we'll see. So the fundamental principle is that prepayment of postage is mandatory. So postage prepayment is mandatory. You cannot buy postage on posted basis, right? Prepayment is mandatory unless explicitly stated otherwise. Okay. If an item is unpaid or insufficiently paid, it's liable to be held by the post office. The post office can detain an article where the postage is not paid fully. Okay. Crucially, a stamp is not considered prepaid if it is obliterated. So, not every stamp is a prepaid stamp. Means if it is obliterated, okay, defaced, torn, or has been used before, then it will not be considered as a prepaid. Means it will be a void stamp. The regulations also clearly state that fraudulent use of previously used stamps. So, previously used stamp cannot be reused. Okay, it is an offense under this act. Okay, or the illegal manufacture and use of forged stamps, okay, are serious offense. Okay, so this highlights the importance of stamp integrity. You can understand the value of stamp. Now, this philately and postage stamps. Okay, regulations 11 to 17. We have two main categories here. One is the definitive stamps, other is commemorative stamps, right? Definitive stamps are your everyday workhorses. They are issued for general postage needs and are printed and reprinted in various denominations as required. These are the stamps you will most commonly use, right? Commemorative stamps, on the other hand, are special. They're issued in limited numbers to honor significant events, institutions, or historical figures. Okay. A notable rule here is that no stamp can be issued on a living personality. So it is a notable point that no stamp can be issued in the name of a living personality. Also, those who propose the issuance of such stamps must make a mandatory purchase, ensuring their commitment. Okay. So if there is anyone who is proposing to issue some stamps, then they have to buy some stamps. Mandatorily, they have to buy. So continuing with the stamps, we have some special and joint issue stamps and the popular My Stamp program. So you must have heard this term My Stamp. And special stamps are thematic stamps, often featuring beautiful designs related to flora and fauna, flora or art. Joint issue stamps are fascinating collaboration issued by India and another country based on the mutual agreement. Okay, often celebrating shared culture and historical ties. So joint issue stamps are between two nations. Okay, India and other country. My stamps offer a unique personalization option. So you are aware about the my stamp. So there is no need to explain much, but this is important topic from exam perspective as well. So my stamp allows customers to create customized stamps with their own printing elements. Okay, you may put your own photographs or other things. Okay, institution's name or any family members you can issue. Okay. On printing subject to the administrative guidelines. Okay, but you cannot do some you cannot print any illegal thing on the my stamp space. Okay, customized space in the customer space. Okay, there are some guidelines are there, what can be used and what cannot be used. So this is a great way to add a personal touch to your mail. Okay. Finally, the Philatelic Advisory Committee, chaired by the Union Minister of Communication, plays a crucial role in advising the issuance of commemorative and special stamps, ensuring the relevance and quality. Right. Now let's move on to addressing standards and posting modes. As per this regulation 18 to 23, proper addressing is a paramount efficient for paramount efficient delivery. Right. The regulations specify that an item should only have one delivery address. Remember this thing. There should not be multiple addresses, and they provide a clear order for address elements starting with the recipient's name and ending with the pin code. Okay. There are also specific formatting guidelines, a minimum of 15 blank space on the left, bottom, and the right side of the envelope, and address block should be at least 40 from the top. Okay, stamps go in upper right corner within a 74 centimeter limit. Each address line has a maximum 40 characters, means you cannot start an writing letter and you should not just go on writing. There should only be 40 characters. So like if you are writing your address like Kolkata, Colkata, then it will be treated as a 7 character like this. Okay, so similarly 40 characters is allowed in a line with specific spacing requirements. Okay. Then there is special provisions exist for the defense mail, okay, addressed to 56 APU and 96 APU. Okay, and interestingly, PDP complaints, okay, are accepted without sender's name and address, ensuring anonymity for whistleblowers. So PDP is what? Public interest disclosure and protection of informers. So this if any information is shared under this act, then there is no need to share the sender's address on the article. In other cases, it is required. Okay. In addition to addressing, understanding the modes of posting is crucial. We have 3 primary ways to send mail. What are the modes? First is the letter boxes, are for the full prepaid, unaccountable items like letters, postcards, and book posts. Okay, so these things can be posted in the letter boxes. Okay, no need to hand it over to the addressee himself. Okay, you can put the letter boxes. Remember, accountable items which require tracking and signature are not permitted in the letter boxes. So in letter boxes, the accountable articles cannot be posted. Okay, so this is the letter boxes. Okay, means for booking is not required for this kind of articles, and you can post these things. Okay, but for accounting articles, it is not possible. Second is, for all accountable items, you must present them at the post office counter. For booking any speed post or register article or EMO, you have to be personally present and book the article, and you must obtain a receipt from the counter. This ensures proper recording, receipt, and intimation of tracking services. So this is important. Okay. The third regulation and regulations acknowledgement under modern methods through franchisee outlet, okay, or self-booking kiosk and authorized web or mobile application. These options provide convenience and flexibility for various postal services. So in recent times, we have seen that customers are able to book articles from their home itself, and after that, they hand over the article to the and the post offices. Okay, the payment is also made, and or some in some cases we have also seen that the there is from home, means from the residence of the customer, the articles are actually collected and dispersed and delivered to the to the addressee. Okay, so all these are modes of posting. Okay, then now moving on to the next. So this is the sample envelope. See, 15 mm is the space on the bottom, left and right. Okay, and this is the area of 74 centimeter. Okay, within which stamp should be affixed. Stamp should be affixed, and this height is 40 mm. Okay, from top you have to keep the 40 mm gap. Okay, you can write the address here also. Okay, and within this range you have to write, and there must be 40 characters in one line. Okay, not more than that. Clear? Now, moving into chapter 3, we often focus on the delivery of items. Okay, this is the regulations 41 to 72. For accountable items, the process is quite structured. They are delivered to the addressee or the authorized person with 2 delivery attempts typically made. Okay, typically 2 attempts are made. If still undelivered, a notice of arrival is issued. A signature is mandatory upon receipt. In case of suspected tampering, the cover is opened in the presence of the postmaster and an inventory is made in duplicate, ensuring transparency and accountability. Okay, so this is for the accountable articles. Regulation 44 introduces the concept of letter delivery box. Okay, addresses are required to install one at the ground floor. Okay, items too large for the box or those with unpaid postages will be delivered directly to the by the postman. Okay, for unpaid items, delivery will only occur after the postage is collected. Okay, so this is the criteria. Means you have to pay your dues clear, and then the article will be delivered. Continue with the delivery. We have provisions for post box and post bags. Regulations 46 to 47. Okay, a post box can be rented for rupees 150 per year or rupees 150 per year and rupees 50 per quarter. Okay, a combined box and post bag service is available for 250 rupees. Okay, so you can say this is post box and post bag is available for 250 per year. Renewal applications must be submitted at least 15 days before the expiry of the original expiry date. Okay, and customers can clear their letterbox during business hours. Okay, okay, it will be there in the post office. Then redaction and recall regulations. Okay, and regulation 55 offers flexibility. That is for redaction and recall. A sender can recall an item or alter the address name for a fee of rupees 6. So this fee is for redaction or recall. Okay, an addressee can alter their address free of charge, but only within the same post office delivery area. If there is address is within the same delivery jurisdiction of the post office, then it can be changed. Okay, without any fee. Okay, free of charge. It's important to note that no such request will be entertained if the item is already out for delivery. Okay, or has been seized by the authorities. So in case it is out for delivery, then there is no provision to change the name or address of the addressee. Correct, or it is seized by any authority. Okay. Now moving on to the undelivered items and standard remarks. Okay, so it's critical for understanding what happens when items cannot be delivered, right? Undelivered and standard remarks, regulation 64 to 71 outlines the process. Okay, after failed delivery, items are kept in deposit for 7 days. Okay, so here timelines are there. Okay, 7 days they are then either returned to the sender or sent to the RLO, return letter office. The RLO detains accountable items for 15 days and unaccountable items for 15 days and accountable item for 30 days. Okay, so the table provides standard remarks here, you can see, and there are scenarios like refused means addressee declines the acceptance. Accepted means addressee did not accept the article, leading to return to the sender. Addressee not found means addressee was located but addressee was absent. Okay, resulting in 7 days deposit then return. Okay, premise is locked leads to return to sender after multiple attempts. Multiple attempts will be made. Then insufficient address and deceased also result in return to sender. Okay, redacted items are forwarded as per the instructions and missing items are redirected to the correct address. So after beat out, then if the article is redacted, if there is any sending instruction, then it will carry a charge of rupees 6, as we have already discussed for return and recall article, rupees 6. Then this is the reason for which many of you might have noticed the post office which are actually delivering articles or received any article which have been returned or redirected by any other post office under the head redirection is actually getting a fee showing rupees 6. Okay, this is the redirection fee. Okay, then this is a result in the sender. Redirected items are forwarded as per the instructions and missing items are redirected to the correct address. So post restante items addressed to care of postmaster are kept for 15 days. So post restante articles are kept for 15 days. So this is the timeline for all these times, all these scenarios. Finally, a key point is this: unpaid items are charged double. Unpaid items are charged double the deficiency. Okay, or deficiency of the postage paid. Okay, items are charged double the deficiency with a minimum of rupees 1. So rupees was 1 is not there. Definitely there will be deficiency more than 1, so it will be charged the double the deficiency. Okay, if there is any amount due, say for example rupees, okay, rupees 5, then at the time of delivery it will be charged rupees 10. Okay, clear? Suppose the weight of an article is say for example the postage should be 20 rupees, but the sender has fixed only 10 rupees, then there is a deficiency of 10 rupees, but at the time of delivery the post office will charge twice this deficiency, this is 20 rupees. Okay. So it is recommended to use the due amount, due stamps amount. Okay. Chapter 4 addresses a very important aspect. It is compensation regulations. That is regulation 73 to 84. Okay. This is a domestic compensation. Okay. So for speed post delays, compensation is the speed post postage paid. Okay. For speed post delays, the compensation is the speed post the postage page amount. For speed post loss or damage, it's the double the postage or 1000, whichever is less. Okay. If you have paid 100 rupees for a speed post article, then you will be paid as speed post compensation rupees 200, double. Okay. If you have paid rupees, say for example 600 rupees, then you are supposed to get either 1200 rupees, double the postage paid, or 1000, whichever is less. So 1000 is less here, so you will be getting 1000 only. Okay. For registered or India Post parcel, it is rupees 100 or the actual value. Okay, or the actual value, whichever is less for the registered post parcel. And the India Post parcel, this is contractual, it is rupees 500 or the actual value of the lost content. Okay. Then we are moving to the complaint timelines are crucial for non-receipt. So what are the complaint timelines? See, for non-receipt, it's after 15 days. Okay, and within 60 days for booking. For damages or loss, it's within 2 days of receipt. An item is treated as lost after 60 days of the booking or 30 days from the complaint date. Okay, and if it is not discovered, okay, within this timeline, then it will be considered as a lost. Okay, whichever is later. Compensation is paid within 10 days of an item being declared lost and settled within 30 days from the complaint date. Okay. There are also conditions where no compensation is provided. If the loss is due to the sender's fault, okay, like improper packaging or prohibited content or force majeure, okay, like severe weather conditions or the situation which is beyond the control, like war, okay, all these things, flood, earthquake, like these things. This is called force majeure. Okay. Then fraudulent insurance, or if the item is seized under law. So in these cases, the compensation is not paid. Okay. Now let's look at the international compensation. So all these things we have discussed till now are for the domestic compensation. Now we are going through the international compensation. Okay. What is this international compensation? The rules here differ slightly due to international agreements. For registered items, compensation is the declared value or 30 SDR. Okay, this is an amount, special drawing rights. Okay, whichever is less plus postage paid. So this is the compensation amount. For an international parcel, it's up to 40 SDR plus 4.5 SDR per kilogram or declared value, okay, maximum 130 SDR plus postage. So these are the compensation amount for the international items, okay. Then EMS merchandise offers declared value 130 SDR, whichever is less, plus postage paid. For an item document only, the postage is paid, is compensated, okay, for EMS documented. And for ITPS, it's rupees 1000 or the actual declared value, whichever is less, okay. Then international complaint timelines are also specific for damages. It's within 24 hours of the receipt, okay. For parcels items, it's within 6 months. For EMS, within 4 months from the date of posting, okay. These are the timelines for the international articles. Okay, these are the timelines for the international articles. Now, domestic letter post items. So this the chapter 5 uh, deals with the domestic letter post items. Let's start with letters regulations 87 to 88. Okay, a letter can weigh maximum of 500 grams. Okay, with postage of rupees 5 per 20 grams. Okay, it is same as it was earlier. There are specific dimensions for envelopes ranging from a minimum 140 mm by 90 mm. Okay, to a maximum of 458 to 328 mm. Okay, this is the dimension. So you can note this down for exam purpose also. It is the minimum and maximum dimension. Okay, and paper must be at least 70 GSM. Paper must be at least 70 GSM. Okay, for the envelope. Any infringement of these rules will result in double postage being charged. So if the article is not within this limit, okay, then double the postage will be charged, right? Letter cards regulations 89 to 90. Okay, letter cards are lighter options while maximum weight is 5 gram. Okay, with maximum weight of 5 grams. They have specific folded dimension and cost rupees 250 per post. Okay, a key requirement is that they must be fully closed and 3 sides. Okay, means it must be closed on 3 sides. Okay, this is called letter cards. Continuing with the domestic letter post items, we have postcards under regulation 91 and book post regulation under regulation 92. See, postcards have a standard dimension of 140 by 90 mm and cost a mere 50 paise to send. So postcards are costing much less, 50 paise only. The rule are strict. They must not be folded or enclosed in a cover, and the right half of the address side is exclusively for postage and the address. Okay, so right side should be reserved. Then book post is designed for sending printed matter with a maximum weight of 5 kg. Postage starts at rupees 4 for the first 50 gram and rupees 3 for additional 50 gram. Okay, so items sent via book post must be posted open or in an unfastened envelope, and importantly they must not contain paper money, okay, under this book post, okay. Generally books to be sent through this post, okay. So here we see two very specific and important services like Gyan Post. So it's an important topic and newly introduced Gyan Post under Regulation 92A, and literature for blind, for the blind, okay, under the Regulation 93. So Gyan Post is a specialized service or educational or religious books, okay, for educational religious books. It has a minimum weight of 300 grams, okay, and a maximum of 5 kg. These items are transmitted as a trackable surface items, and postage ranges from rupees 20 for up to 300 grams and to rupees 100 for up to 55 kg. Okay, any infringement of these rules will result in the item being treated as an India Post parcel retail, okay, and charged accordingly. Okay, so if there is conditions are not satisfied, then it will be treated as like this. If it is not an educational or religious book, then it will be treated as an India Post parcel under retail category. Okay, then literature for blind is a truly commendable service. It's for braille or other special type items with a maximum weight of 7 kg. The best part is no postage is charged for these items. Through air mail fees may apply. Okay, for air transmissions, for surface transmission, no charge is there. These items must clearly bear the inscription literature for the blind, and it is free of cost. Okay. Moving on to the periodical post and register newspapers. Okay. So what is this? Now we will cover periodical post and registered newspaper under Regulation 94 to 95. For periodical post, the publication must be registered under the Press and Regulation of Periodicals Act 2023. The postage rates are determined by the cover price with different slabs for various price ranges. Okay, periodicals and newspapers. So, registered newspapers have specific criteria. They must be published at least once a week. Okay, postal registration is granted within 30 days and is valid until 31st December of the third calendar year. Okay, third calendar year up to 31st December. Renewal applications need to be submitted at least 3 months before expiry with late renewal fees applicable. Okay, if it is not submitted, then late renewal fee will be there. Key details for registered newspapers include maximum weight of 5 kg per copy or packet, and provisions for without prepayment licenses. Okay, without posting without prepayment is also there, where security equals to 1 month's postage is to be paid deposited with the post office. Postage rates are also specified starting from 25 paise for up to 50 gram per single copy. Okay, so this is the rate for one copy. It is up to 50 gram. It is 25 paise. Okay, that's why people used to post, okay, through this registered newspaper segment. Next, parcel post and speed post. Have a look. Parcel post and speed post regulation on 96 to 100. Okay. Let's differentiate between India Post parcel and the speed post document. So India Post parcel is for items over 500 grams. Okay, with a maximum weight of 35 kg and a maximum length of 1.5 meter. Okay. Retail postage starts at 36 for the first 500 gram and rupees 16 for each additional 500 gram. Okay, so this is the rate. Okay. These are typically transmitted by surface. Value-added services like cash on delivery, insurance, and proof of delivery are available. So at the time of booking, you might have seen, okay, these things are available as a add-on services. You can add insurance or proof of delivery or cash on delivery option as well. Okay. Then speed post document. Speed post document is for urgent documents transmitted by air. It has a maximum weight of 500 grams and specific dimension. If it is more than 500, it will come under the India Post parcel segment. Okay. Postage ranges from 15 for local items up to 50 grams and rupees 35 for national items. Okay. Address specific delivery is the default for speed post documents. Okay. So now for speed post documents, now there are also articles introduced like 48-hour speed post and 24-hour speed post. Okay. Very recently it is introduced. We'll discuss these things, and basically where 24-hour within 24 hours it is promised will be delivered. Okay. And 48 hours it is within 48 hours it is promised to be delivered. Okay. So continuing with the parcels, we have speed post parcel and logistic post as well. Speed post parcel is also transmitted by air and is prioritized over India Post parcel sent by surface. Okay. So speed post parcels are sent through air, okay, and given special priority. It follows the same weight and dimension rules as India Post parcel, but must clearly bear the inscription speed post parcel to distinguish it. Okay. So now logistics post is designed for bulk and heavy shipments with no maximum weight limit. So there is no maximum weight limit for the logistic post. The first slab is 50 kg and the volumetric weight is calculated as 10 cubic feet equaling 50 kg. 10 cubic feet is there. 10 cubic feet is there, then it will be treated as a 50 kg. Okay. It offers it offers a high liability limit of rupees 1 crore per transit, making it suitable for valuable goods. Okay. Be aware of demurrage charges, double storage charges after 48 hours. Okay. So if the condition is that it has to be cleared within 48 hours. After that, there will be double storage charges will apply. Okay. So chapter 5 also includes other postal products under regulation 101 to 106, that there is direct post and media post. So direct post regulations 101 is for means for unaddressed mail like brochures, pamphlets and samples. There is a minimum quantity of 1000 items and they can be up to A3 paper size. A3 size means A3 means double size, the size of the A4. Okay. Rates vary for local and intercity delivery with additional charges for every 20 grams. Okay. Media post regulation under regulation 102 offers advertising opportunities on postal stationery and premises targeting government and corporate clients. This requires significant volumes such as minimum of 5 lakhs postcards or 10 lakh envelopes. Okay. And commissions are offered to accredited or non-accredited agencies and individuals. So you might have seen on envelopes there are means advertisements from like consumer affairs, okay, like Jago Grahak Jago. These envelopes were there in postcards in earlier times. You might have seen, or in passbook, in the back of the passbook also you will see some ads. Okay. In media post, under this you can use this ads. Okay, and now you can also use this mail van and all these things for media post, under media post. Next, moving to the e-post and magazine post. Okay, this is covers the regulations 103 and 106. Okay. Now rounding out our discussions on other postal products, we have e-post under regulations 103 and magazine post under regulation 106. E-post is basically a hybrid service combining electronic transmission with physical delivery, launched in 2004. It allows you to send an email, okay, that gets printed and delivered as a physical letter. Okay, so generally emails are not delivered like a printed copy, but here India Post does just like email. It will be sent to the destination post office, and there it will be printed and delivered, okay, as a hard copy. So retail rates vary depending on whether you send it from a post office or from your own premises. Corporate rates are also available with discounts for bulk messages. The records are preserved for 12 months for e-post and supports 11 languages. Okay. And on the other hand, magazine post is a accountable item requiring minimum of 500 subscribers. Okay, requiring a minimum of 500 subscribers for to be eligible for this. There must be 500 subscribers and 500 copies are copies per posting. Okay, it has a maximum weight of 5 kg with the different rates of delivery inside and outside municipal areas. So a penalty of 10% per annum is levied for defaults. Okay, now moving on to the next topic, international items and services. Okay, so finally we arrive at the chapter 6, international items and services. This chapter actually covers how the India Post handles mail and parcels going across borders. Okay, regulations 107 to 116 deals with international letter post, okay, which include various products and their corresponding rates. Okay, their rates are often complex and depend on the destination country and the type of service. Okay, then regulations 117 to 18 cover international parcel and EMS. For instance, the international air parcel has a maximum weight of 20 kg and specific dimension limit, maximum 1.5 length and 3-meter length high, okay, on the circumference plus circumference. Importantly, track and trace facilities are available for these international parcels, providing peace of mind for senders and receivers. Okay. So here, universal postal service for official correspondences is given. Okay, so just go through this. Okay, then value-added services we have already discussed. These are the things value-added services available. Registration for 17 rupees. Okay, and insurance is up to see up to maximum insured value is 1 lakh. Okay. The rate is given here. Speed post for up to 200, like this. These are the rates given. Cash on delivery fee is 1.6% up to 6,500 and rupees 100 1% above 6,500. If the value is 6,500 within up to, then it is 1.6%, and above 6,500 it is 1%, and retail COD maximum 10,000 value can be used. Okay. So these are the rates. Airmail fee is there 2 rupees for 50 gram. Then money remittance services. Okay. The charges are here given in details. So you are aware of these things, I think. Postal orders, these are the rates. Okay, 10% charge is there. Then foreign money orders is also there. So these are the things. Then business solutions are there. Okay, so speed post discount is available for, these are the ranges. So altogether we can say that brings us to the end of our detailed look at India Post Regulations 2024. We have covered a vast array of topics, from key definitions and business hours to compensation, domestic and international services, and specialized postal products. Okay, so these regulations are designed to modernize and streamline postal operations. Okay, making them more efficient and user friendly. Understanding them empowers you to utilize India Post services effectively and confidently. Like from exam point of view also, please go through the all topics. Okay. So thank you for joining today's session, and thank you everyone for your valuable time. Have a good day.